Testing. Hello. Today is a special day. A special day. If you're watching on YouTube, you know why it's special. Not the sound of your nails. Just like I was like an ASMR. Click. If you are not, we have a very extra special guest that we legit thought we'd had on before. And we're going to let her introduce herself right now.
Begging to come on Unsolicited Advice. Like, literally every day I wake up and in my journal, I'm like, manifest Unsolicited Advice swap.
Stop it. No, we literally, so say your name and who you are.
So my name's TK from Bloomington, Indiana, 26 years old.
26 years old. What's your Enneagram?
Oh, I'm a 3 on the Enneagram, and I'm a Cancer.
Yeah. Okay, that's all we need to know. Thank you. Thanks.
Single.
Oh, yeah.
Tell your friends, tell your family.
For the 5% male, if anyone's interested.
I think it's growing. I think we're at 7.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
Congrats.
It was so funny because me and Ash were talking in the car, and both of us were like, have we really not had her on? Because we've been on yours, and I thought we did a swap.
Well, because haven't you been on, but with like Alicia?
No, I've never been on Unsolicited Advice. I don't think
so.
Why did I think we did a roommate one?
But I think that was on hers.
That was on mine.
But we were saying...
You should do a roommate one, though.
Yeah. We were saying, though, that when we came on yours, we weren't really doing guests yet.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, that was a big thing of yours. So
we
I
still
think
aren't
that's
really
why.
doing guests.
No, we're really not.
Like,
it's also... in my opinion, more fun when you have a podcaster on because it's just like less chill, less interviewee, more like fun,
100%,
especially when I have my friends on.
Yeah,
but I've just been over here begging.
No, I know. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, it's
well,
fine.
It's a big day.
No, I'm thrilled. Yeah.
Well, it's so funny because it was like so simple to set up. It was literally like you text, hey, do you guys want to come on? And we're like, yeah, do you want to come on? And then it was like, boom.
What was amazing was we showed up to record and our producer, who's also, fun fact, TK's producer, was like, why is TK here? And then our social girl, Mandy, who is also TK's social girl, walks in and is like, wait, why is TK here? Because we didn't tell anyone.
We share people that work for us.
Literally, we're like, oh, I thought you knew. Yeah. Sorry.
No, I should have been like, guys, are you not prepared for my episode? Yeah. Like, what the heck?
No, we literally should have walked in and been like, did you double book us, Michaela? She would have freaked out. That would have been so good.
Damn it.
We got to be more.
I'm like, Oprah's literally come on the show today. Like, how are you not ready?
Why is their picture on?
Yeah. We get in a fight.
So
my
epic.
God.
But we're excited to finally have you on. Mm-hmm. It's cool because, like, I feel like the thing that I love so much about our podcast is it feels so effortless because it's just like me and Ash talking to each other. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that same vibe will flow over because obviously TK's, we've known her for years. We're friends with her too. So it'll feel so natural versus like when we have other people on, we're actually like, oh, we have to like prepare for this, you know?
Are you expecting a call or something?
What?
Why is your phone on the table?
My phone is literally on the table every episode we record.
No.
It literally is on the episode.
Why does it matter?
And then it'll vibrate and make noise. And you'll
be like,
what I
have to live
with?
You'll be like,
disturb.
She'll be like, so sorry, and then she'll have to put it in her bag.
It literally is on, or I keep it in my lap.
I just watched a reel today. It was
we're off
about this guy talking about how phones distract us and how putting a phone on a table shows that whoever's in front of you isn't as important as your phone.
Okay, you need to like.
And I just want you to know that I don't feel as important.
Okay, Blair.
I feel like no, you know, like when like a toddler, like new people are around and they start acting up because they want attention. I feel like you're here and Ashley's like
that is very Ashley. When someone new comes into the mix, we get a different Ashley.
And does she not get sassier? Like it's all of a sudden she like is like sassy
towards you.
Yeah,
because she's my safe place.
Yeah,
but also I just had a peppermint shake and I feel like that was more sugar I've had than in a while. So
a
I feel like
peppermint
I'm
shake
a little
from
wild
where?
right now. We've been doing holiday drink taste tests
Chick-fil-A
on our socials, and we did go to Chick-fil-A, and they have a peppermint
I love
shake.
Chick-fil-A.
Peppermint chip shake.
Peppermint chip.
I am so beyond jealous.
Yeah, it was great, and I feel like I can feel the sugar just pulsing through me right now.
Yeah. Yep. So everyone, buckle up. It's gonna be a fun one. Oh, yeah?
No, never mind.
No, go ahead.
No.
We're going downhill fast. So I feel like it's so hard because I feel like now I'm like rethinking everything because I was like, oh, everyone knows our relationship because you've been on here, but since you haven't, I feel like we should like backtrack of like maybe you can give like your first memories of meeting us and how we just give the backstory.
Yeah, I need to tell
Quick little
the
synopsis.
unsolicited
Yeah.
advisors.
Yeah.
What are their names?
I don't think we literally, I remember there was one episode we were trying to figure this out and we said, you guys decide. And I don't think anyone
we
ever
ever followed
submitted.
up
No
on
one
that.
cares. No one cares.
Okay, anyway, I first met both of you the same day at Coachella. My second Coachella, first real one.
You were a wee babe.
Second, yeah. The first time I ever went to Coachella, I actually was working Neon Carnival. Did you guys know that?
Yes, you told me that.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
I worked Neon Carnival, which is this really like
Bougie.
Yeah.
exclusive, like almost to the point where it's annoying party.
Dumb.
But it is fun.
So
and
fun.
I feel like it used to be more lit. Like the year I was working, it was like so exclusive and like Forking Stars were there. And I remember I was like checking in all the stars because I was working it. So like I'm not kidding you. I checked in like all the Game of Thrones cast. I
Wow,
checked in
jealous.
Jon Snow.
oh God, what's the president's name from Scandal?
Oh,
Fitz.
Fitz.
I
Oh, God.
met him. I was
So
like
hot.
He is hot.
Fitz.
He's a daddy.
Anyway,
that show.
it was a crazy fun like LA experience.
Yeah.
Like moving here, like not having any connections or knowing anyone, and then like all of a sudden checking in all these celebrities and being like ID.
Yeah.
Because Neon Carnival, like
Didn't matter who you
It
are.
doesn't matter
like
who you
no
are.
one's manager, like agent or anyone can assistant can pick up the ticket or wristband for you. Like the actual talent has to come. So like actual talent were coming.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. But then I met you guys the following year and I only went one day of Coachella when I went to Neon Carnival because I like got like a last minute ticket. I basically went to, after I was done working on Sunday, I went to Coachella with no ticket and I had scissors and tape. And people were walking out and I was like, can I buy your ticket? It was Sunday night and I wanted to see Kendrick Lamar.
Oh my God.
And so people were walking out and I was like, can I buy your ticket off your like hand right now? And someone let me and I paid them $100 and I just like cut their wristband off, used the tape, put it on.
Wild.
And
That's
just
like
left
childhood. That was like such a thing. But
yeah. Also, we were definitely there that year. It's just wild knowing that like
Yeah, and I got
We were
in,
there.
and it was like way too dark to take like any like aesthetic or cool photos. But I like got the watermelon slice. I saw it was like my first like EDM experience too.
Right.
I saw I think Galantis, and I was like,
Oh
this
my God.
is incredible.
Yeah.
Like literally sober.
Were you by yourself?
I was with like a few of the girls from Neon Carnival
Okay,
who were
alright,
working out with
perfect.
me, but like I didn't really know them well.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the following year, I didn't know anyone except
Yeah.
I kind of knew Alicia, like barely.
Right.
And she had said I could
Kinsey.
stay at her house
Yeah.
for Coachella, and you guys were there, and you were the two that were like the most welcoming / I was like, oh, like if something happens, like I can at least hang out with these two.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I love hearing that.
And you always give that energy. Like I feel like anyone would say that, which is why I love the both of you, is because like you don't have to be anyone but yourself around you two. Like you
I
can
love
just
that.
like
Thanks.
yeah, and it's just like you're very welcoming. I feel like a lot of people in LA aren't, so both of you are.
Yeah.
So I met both of you, and you were both welcoming and just like include me in everything. And I remember Ashley let me borrow her or use her like sparkly freckles, and I was like, "This is crazy." She's
That was
letting
such
me.
a phase. Those like flash
Yeah,
tattoo freckles.
But I was like,
I wore
"That's-
them every
like,
year.
These are so expensive. Like, I can't
loved
believe
them.
she's letting me wear these." And like, you guys like would gas up my outfit. Remember, I wore my mom's like vintage
I
shorts.
loved it. Yeah.
And you guys were so kind, especially Taryne. Oh my God. There was like a crazy, like, just mean girl situation, and Taryne like had my back, and I didn't even know her. And
there was a
one night I
moment-
was left alone.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
like texted me casually. I think Taryne and I had already.
I
like,
wasn't even 21, I don't think.
No, you
I was
were a
20.
baby, and she texted me. Taryne and I are like on our way home or home.
I was walking home alone. My phone was about to die.
She texted me that she's walking home alone. Her phone's about to die, and I'm like, "What the? Where
We will
are
be
you?
there- we
Tell
will
me
be there,
right
yeah.
now." I was like, "That's how you die." Like, I
Yeah.
was
And
like,
I could not believe you
Yeah.
were coming to get
Oh my God,
me.
of course. Well, also, it was so it's so funny now, like knowing you, knowing your personality now. But like then I thought you were so shy. Like, you were so quiet. You were very...
Really?
Yeah, you were very... I could tell you were like how intimidating to be in this house full of like...
strangers.
Big personalities that all know each other. And you were like staying on the couch and you were just like, hi, I'm TK. Like, it just was so funny because now I'm like... I know the second you walk in a room, I know you're in the room. You know what I mean? Like, you have such a big personality.
That's so funny.
But then it was like you were a little more shy, and then that's why I got so protective of you when that girl was like acting a fool, because I was just like, hold on, like you need to back off. But yeah, it's just so funny, like the difference of like then and now.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, since then we've all lived together through COVID. We've all been roommates. TK started her podcast. We had our podcast. We obviously are both with Studio 71. So we've grown a lot since then.
Yeah, we have.
And yeah.
And now I feel like you guys are like my family members.
Oh, I know. Honestly, that's exactly what it feels
Yeah.
like. Anyways, all that to say, like, if that's gonna flow. Today's episode.
Today's gonna flow. So we keep mentioning your podcast, but for anyone who hasn't heard of Making Moves, which, by the way,
Buy my merch.
if you're watching,
link in description.
Yeah, link it.
Send that to you guys later.
Can we link it? Everyone? But yeah, I think it would be if you want to share like the scoop of like what your podcast is. So you guys should definitely go check her out.
Oh, thank you. It's all about making money, dating, and business moves. And I interview a lot of people. It's very fun. We just had Olivia O'Brien on and Ellie Zeiler, and we have a bunch of really exciting guests coming in the new year. So definitely
I'm so excited.
subscribe. And the girlies are coming on. So you have to,
obviously.
You have to listen to our episode. And if you're here, go to my episode and comment unsolicited. So I know you are a real one.
Came from the pod. Yeah. Love this. Okay, so you know the premise of our podcast, but we're just gonna jump into our regular flow, and then you can just freaking kick up, say all the things you want. Yeah. And Ash was super excited about a tearing it up she had, so we'll start.
I just have some good stories for today.
With that. Okay.
The listeners came through with some excellent stories today.
Love that.
As usual, we are starting with the tearing it up. This is the funny segment where you guys send in embarrassing stories. I will not I will not be saying the title because it totally gives away the story, but let's dive into it. Hi, Taryne and Ashley, and for the sake of today's episode, I'm adding and TK
and Taylor King.
I'm a huge fan of your podcast and have been listening since your first episode.
Wow.
So thankful for all the big sister advice. Your perspectives on a variety of situations have helped me give better advice to others and myself.
Oh, I love that.
I've been holding on to this one for a while, but decided it's time to share. In the summer, I was on a plane heading to Hawaii for a wedding. To do all the things to prepare for the wedding, of course, I bought a dress, packed the right heels, and thought, I should probably do my nails. I naturally have short, stubby nails, so just painting my nails wasn't going to be enough for me. But as a recent college grad, money's tight, and I didn't want to go to the salon to get acrylics, so I thought I'd go to CVS and buy those cheap glue-on nails.
Uh-oh. It had to have like landed in someone's food or like fallen off, and
Can we just stay on track? Don't spoil it.
I can guess.
She continues, I haven't done them since middle school, so I had zero expectations on how long they would last, but I was feeling very optimistic. So I buy them and glue them on the night before the flight. To my surprise, they looked amazing and felt pretty secure. The next day, I was on my flight with my boyfriend. As it was about a 5-hour flight, I took off my Air Force Ones to get a bit more comfortable. Once we got the notice that we were going to start our descent, I decided to put my shoes back on. Well, putting on my second shoe, I used my finger to put my heel in. And when I pushed my foot inside, sure enough, one of my nails goes flying, literally disappears into space. Then seconds later, I hear the guy sitting right behind me go, ew.
No.
And then someone else sitting beside him goes, that's disgusting.
No.
This is so much better than like her guy. Like it's so much better than it's a stranger.
Rando.
Yeah.
The fact that it flew just slow motion behind her seat.
I'm telling you, the gag, I would be gagging if someone's freaking fake nail landed on me. I would not
100%.
handle that well. Oh, okay, go. Keep going.
She adds in parentheses, I definitely don't blame them. That would probably be my reaction if that had happened to me. She continues, I'm in pure embarrassment, not knowing if they knew that it was from me, but I was sure not going to say anything. No. I whispered to my boyfriend what had just happened. He definitely found it funny, but tried to conceal his laughter as he noticed how embarrassing I was. The remainder of the flight, I put my hands in a fist. Desperately trying to cover my
things to my drink. Pretzels?
Yeah. Yes, thanks.
Hoping that no one would notice that my nails matched the one that went flying in the air. Most of the nails popped off within that day. I continuously tried to glue them back on, and at the wedding, I only had about 8 nails on.
No.
Long story short, I will not be using the glue on nails ever again, and will invest in some sturdy acrylics from the salon for the next wedding that I go to. Thanks for always being a great start to my Monday mornings. Allie from San Diego.
Allie from San Diego.
I can't help but picture it. Like, that's such a movie moment, like a comedy movie moment where the girl goes to do that. The nail goes flying in slow motion above her and lands. I love that it landed on a dude.
Well,
and not a girl who would have been like grossed out, but not as much. A guy is probably like, whoa.
But also because he was probably like, what just hit me? And then picked it up and then was like, oh my God, this is a nail.
And then also if something lands on you like that, your immediate reaction is, did someone throw this at me?
Yeah.
You know, so you're probably like looking around.
Yeah, poor girl. That's a good one. We've never had one like that.
Hilarious.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's one of those things where it's like, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that embarrassing. But like in the moment, you're like,
I'm going to die.
And I've totally done the glue on nails at the last second for different events, for different whatever. And I've definitely been, I remember multiple times being like, oh, I feel like this is going to come off, and then it eventually falling off. Luckily, it never flew on someone.
I think they're like, those nails are better for day of.
Yes.
Like,
I think
it's like 24 hours max. So like if you're going to the wedding, you
like
put them on the morning,
makeup,
you get ready.
Then you do your
glue
nails.
them on, then
Yeah, it's definitely not a stay on. However, I have heard the Glamnetic ones last like a week.
Oh, wow. I know.
Haven't checked
Haley
it out
Ringo
myself.
loves the press on.
She does.
Yeah, Haley Ringo.
And
Price.
I've heard great things about the Glamnetic one. So just thoughts, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe try them again.
Today's episode is brought to you by Indeed. We're driven by the search for better, but when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed.
If you need to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. So ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. And Indeed doesn't just help you hire faster. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. One of the things that I love about Indeed is that it makes hiring all in one place so easy. When I was looking to hire someone, I was so stressed. I was so overwhelmed. I was balancing multiple strategies for hiring someone, and I wish I had Indeed because everything is all in one place. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every single day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences, so the more you use Indeed, the better it gets. So join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast.
And listeners of the show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/unsolicited. Just go to Indeed.com/unsolicited right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/unsolicited. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Teeks, do you have any embarrassing moments that you can think of?
Oh God, where do I begin?
What does embarrass you? Because I feel like
being embarrassed is a choice.
People,
I think.
Yes,
that is such a TK thing to say.
No, literally.
Wow.
That is why I like this segment, because I think people are like, "Oh, Taryne's so funny. Things happen to her." And I mean, I am. But the main thing is like, I just don't shy away from like, I think it's funny. Like, I think things are funny and you choose what embarrasses you or not. Mm-hmm. But I will say, even the most like outgoing or like crazy people have our things that like break us, like that it does embarrass you. So do you have something specific, like tripping in public when you're by yourself, or like something that will get to you?
there's nothing that comes to mind where I'm like, oh, like this actually makes me embarrassed. But like the one thing I'm thinking of, because you just mentioned tripping, is I was at David Dobrik's birthday party this year. And
oh my gosh.
it was his birthday, right? I think it was disco
All-American
themed.
Rejects one?
Yeah. It was like it was 90s themed, right? And so I'm wearing this cute ass outfit, like everything I already had in my closet. So I have this like camo, like vintage Abercrombie skirt on, like a rhinestone black t-shirt, baby tee, and like I had this pink hat that I like kind of wore to the side. It's very like Christina Aguilera. And I was wearing Converse, like platform Converse. And he always at these parties has this dance floor that's actually sick. It's like classic dance floor. And it's like dance floor material. It's like, you know, your shoes are a little slippery on there and it lights up like multiple different colors. It's like a fun dance floor moment. So there's like sometimes cool people at those parties, or just like people you wouldn't want to like maybe embarrass yourself in front of, but like I don't really give a
Yeah.
And I was walking. For some reason, I was like walking onto the dance floor, and it's like one of those dance floors you have to like take a step
a little
on.
platform. Yeah,
Kinda
yeah.
lifted. Yeah.
So anyway, I was like, I had my hands full of like a vlog camera, like my bag, and a drink, and I walk onto it, and it was like at the point in the party where like people weren't dancing yet. So like I was just walking to like meet someone, and like it was very obvious if someone was on there type of thing. So I was like walking across it, completely slipped, like fall to the ground, like
To the ground?
not like
But
like
enough.
fully, but like literally, and like this couple who apparently are they're like huge models. I had no idea. They were like so good looking. They're like, oh my God, like, are you okay? And I'm like laughing. I'm like, this is so funny, because I'm sure people are like, oh, that's so embarrassing. And like in my head, I was genuinely not that embarrassed, but I was just like, sorry. I was like, fork, like, why does this need to happen right now? Like, I need to be in my bag at this party. Like, and I just completely slipped. But it wasn't like, oh my God, I fell. It was just like kind of like fell to my knees.
Yeah. But sometimes those are worse, because like if you full blown fall, you can like lay on the floor and like laugh. Whereas like if your foot does like one of those, like those are the worst.
Exactly what it was. And I was like, oh, and I'm not kidding you. Did it again. I did it 2 times in front of the same model couple, and I was like, guys, I'm sorry, like I'm a klutz today.
She's like,
and I went up to them and I was like, you know, thank you for not like making me feel bad about that, like blah 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 blah. Find out they're like the biggest models in the world. I was like,
oh my gosh,
you know what? They're hot and nice. Now I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Like you can't have both. I'm like, you can't be both.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like
I'm
one
dead.
of the gazillion things that have happened to me that's like probably embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I will say, I feel like I don't get that crazy embarrassed.
Yeah, it's like in the moment. But I will say it's like funny when something I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel my cheeks getting red. Like that actually got to me, versus like most of the time I'm like, oh, ha ha ha. You know
what I get embarrassed by? Like this is like the I get embarrassed by. It's like when you're at the airport and they like call your name to like come to the front desk, like stuff like that. I'm like, oh, why is this so embarrassing? I'm like, no one cares and no one's listening. But
That's
I'm like, oh my God,
that's my name.
why is this so embarrassing?
That's hilarious. I would have never
No,
guessed
I get that. I get that.
Like stupid stuff I get embarrassed by.
Yeah, no, that makes sense
I'm
to
like,
me.
why
That
is
makes
this
sense.
embarrassing to pump gas right now?
With everybody else that also is
Or
doing
just
it.
like silly stuff like that. I'm like, why is that embarrassing?
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not like actual.
No, I get
mean,
it.
I
Yeah.
get it. I get embarrassed over everything. So
Yeah.
yeah. Don't. Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Poor
like I've seen
Ashley.
you struggle with that.
Yeah.
You need to stop. You're being so sassy.
I can't help it today.
Do we need
having
to touch? There we go. Okay, we're fine. All right. Let's jump into the first one. This is a little shorty, so we'll just jump into it. But the title got me because it's I hate his friends.
Damn. That's
Has
tough.
that ever happened? Have you guys ever dated someone who you were like not a fan of their friends?
No.
You did?
Yeah.
I feel like we're similar though, because we're like the one of the guys type girls. So like every time, like his friends were also like all my friends. Like I feel like I hung out with like their group. So the guys that annoyed me, it was more like a brother annoying me, where I'd be like, dude, you're annoying me. Get away. It
Well,
wasn't like
also,
I hate them.
Both
you know?
of you guys, from what I know of your relationship, Juice, is I feel like you guys dated within the same friend group, right? You guys shared friends.
No, I didn't know
Not
his friends
really.
until I met him.
Oh. Well, never mind.
That's your other friend.
I didn't hang out with any of my ex's social group. So I like entered the group as their girlfriend. So yeah, there were people there I didn't care for.
You didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this will be interesting. Two perspectives.
That would be a huge red flag, and I don't think I would date someone now if I didn't like their friends.
Yeah, it's luckily like none of them were like close friends, but they came over often enough that I would just be like,
What did you not like about them?
it's just personality.
Oh,
Just
God.
specific things that I'd just be like, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Sus.
Okay. This is anonymous. I'd like to remain anonymous. And she goes, ugh. Okay. So me and this boy, I'll call him Thomas, have been friends since our freshman year. We are now juniors. So she's still in high school.
Okay.
Which I always, every time it's someone like younger, I have to be like, okay, what was my like
We were in high
mindset
school. We were in high
back
school.
then, you know?
Wait, she's a junior. She's
In high
done
school.
since freshman year.
Yeah. So 2 years, which is like 20 years.
Mhm.
Like if you date
Yeah.
for like 2 months in high school, you've been married.
Wait, they've been dating for?
No. Yes. So me and this boy have been friends since freshman year,
got it.
now juniors. We met through mutual friends and we became a friend group. One of those mutual friends was his best friend, who is still his current best friend. We'll call him Sam. Freshman year, Sam had a crush on me and the feeling was not mutual. We continued to be a friend group until his crush turned bitter and we started to not get along. Sam also hates my best friend, Faith. Thomas's other friend, Lisa. Okay, wait, this is just follow. Thomas, I think, is the guy that she's dating. His friend is Sam, who used to
doesn't
have a
like
crush
her.
on her.
because he likes her.
And Sam hates her friend, too. So Sam's just negative energy.
So the two people dating don't like each other's besties.
No. Sam is the one that doesn't like everyone.
Yeah.
And is bitter because she didn't like him back. Thomas, we haven't heard anything negative yet.
Okay.
Thomas's other friend, Lisa, who Thomas used to have a crush on, also hates my best friend, Faith. I'm nice to Sam and Lisa, but they have both done things and caused drama with me and Faith that I'll never forget. So it sounds like there's just a lot of people that don't like her friend or just being drama. Lisa and Sam just get on my nerves. A few weeks ago, I told Thomas that I like him. We'd been hanging out a lot, and my feelings of friendship grew into more. We went on a date, which literally just felt like us hanging out, like always, but that's a whole different story. Yesterday, he asked me to go to the movies with him, Lisa, and Sam, who she doesn't like. Luckily, I had a valid excuse not to go, but I don't know how to continue this relationship if I don't get along with his best friend and he's still friends with the girl he used to like, who I cannot stand. It's a very difficult situation since mine and Thomas's relationship has nothing to do with them. I get along with Thomas's other friends, but not his best friend, and I hate the fact that him and Lisa are still friends. He's a really sweet person, and I feel like a relationship is too fresh for me to tell him that I don't like Sam and Lisa. I also can't keep avoiding them. Should I just wait it out with Thomas and then tell him, or do I just not say anything?
There's too many unknowns.
Love, anonymous. Yeah. Well, I think she's basically asking, like, should I just wait it out and, like, hope that I eventually
It sorts itself
can
out.
get used to them? Or, like, should she tell him she doesn't like the friends and she doesn't want to hang out with him?
Well, I feel like not liking someone's friends is kind of a big deal. And to have only been dating for a few months,
So what do you think?
I would expect to be broken up with if she says that.
Yeah, I think, well, see, this is what's hard. And this is where I think, like, where you are in life comes into play. Because I feel like in high school, especially when you're in same friend groups, you're going to the same school. Like, when you're older, like, if I break up with someone, I don't have to ever see them again. Or, like, if he broke up with someone, I don't have to ever see them around.
Right.
Whereas, like, when you're in high school, you're so immersed in everyone's life.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a little, I feel like there's different issues. If you just don't like his friends, I feel like sometimes you just have to get over that. Like, the person you're dating has their own life. You can't just, like, pipe in and be like, you can't do this, don't talk to them, whatever.
Right, yeah.
If he's continuing to be rude to you, then I think you have a right to be like, hey, I don't like the way he treats me. But then the other part is he's still hanging out with a girl he used to, like, have feelings for. So that's like a whole other
Yeah, the
topic.
friendship thing, I feel like you can't say, I feel like she has no right to say something like that to him about his friends yet.
Yeah,
if she
especially
really
if they're
likes
not-
him and he's a great guy, I feel like it's something you can like hold out on and kind of wait for it to sort itself out. The him hanging out with someone he used to date or his ex, that's more of an issue for me than the like friendship thing.
Yeah, agreed.
Because everywhere you can be polite. Everyone can put on a nice face and deal with it a little bit. What do you think, Juice?
I think if I were her, I definitely wouldn't say anything. And I think if he really ends up liking you, he will notice if his friend starts treating you poorly, and he won't like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of more so on him. Like, you're not dating his friends, you're dating him.
Yeah.
So if he's not mature enough to realize that his friend's like treating you like or like being weird towards you, then like that's kind of a red flag on him more so than the friend.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like in life, sometimes I know for me, because I like read people so well, I'm in tune a lot faster with someone's like true colors. And sometimes, like for me, what I've noticed is a lot of times I'll just bite my tongue and continue to be genuinely just who I am. And it's so much louder when people can see other people's true colors on their own versus you telling them their true colors.
Yes.
So I think for me, if I were you, I would continue to just be my fun-loving self. And if the behavior continues, I fully agree with that. As far as the girl, I would say something if we ended up becoming in a relationship and we're committed to each other, and I'd be like, hey, I think it's weird that you guys like text and hang out when I'm not there. Like, it kind of makes me uncomfortable. But I feel like, especially when you just start dating someone, I think you have to be careful how intense
how
you
you
are.
say things.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just what.
I think in life in general, you're going to come across people that you don't like, you know, and you're going to work with people that aren't your favorite coworkers. They're going to bother you. But like, what do you do about it? You have to deal with it. And it's honestly good and healthy for you to like get used to like putting on a good face and being polite and being nice. I'm not saying hang out with him every single time. And if you guys do end up in a committed relationship and he like mentions how come you never want to hang out or whatever, then like don't lie to him. Like be honest. Hey, they're not my favorite people, but I love you and I will hang out with you guys, just not every single hangout, you know?
Also, like, if you don't like them and don't want to hang out with them, I mean, I think this is okay, but like, if you're going to tell them like, hey, like, I just like don't prefer to hang out with them, then that's your choice. So that means you then remove yourself from those things, but you can't expect him to remove himself.
Exactly.
Like,
if they're his friends, they're his friends.
Like, you can be like, you can totally hang with them. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't really like it, but like, have fun. But you can't be like, I don't want to hang out with him, and I also don't want you to.
Yeah, and eventually, like, assuming that you guys end up in a more committed relationship, you can like share like what went down between them and your best friend and all the stuff that happened. Maybe he is unaware of that, or maybe he doesn't realize how much that actually affected you, and that would give him a better perspective as to like why you don't like his friends. But like, yeah, coming in hot and saying I don't like your friends and don't want to hang out with them, that's tough. I couldn't bounce back from that. I mean, could you imagine if Jackson came over and was like, yeah, no,
I don't like Taryne.
No,
I'd be like,
I'll fight him.
I also think there really is something to the saying like talk is cheap and letting like your work or your actions speak for itself. Like,
totally.
You never want to be the girl that's like talking the most about like what went down. Like, it's people always believe the girl that just kind of zips it.
It's called class.
And yes, like no one's believing, I'm sorry, but like on the internet, if someone goes to the internet and starts like spewing out A, B, and C, they did this, they did blah, blah, blah. No one's believing that girl. They're believing the person that's like silent. And I really do think like your actions and just letting, like, people are smart. Karma's a thing. People find out. If they're smart, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And if Thomas is smart, he'll figure it out. And I think if you just zip it, protect your peace, hang with your girl, Faith, and you keep your distance and be civil, like you will be.
Yeah, you can still keep your loyalty to Faith and still be polite to his friends.
Yeah,
you know?
being civil is like such a skill.
Yeah, totally.
No, I fully agree. It's interesting that you say that, and I might have said this on an episode before, but I saw this TikTok about the whole Joe Jonas and Sophie's like divorce, and it was a PR specialist, and she was saying you can always tell who's in the wrong by who goes on to the media first to like plead their case.
And so she was saying socials.
Like Joe Jonas's reps have been out like saying all this stuff, whereas like Sophie's had like it was like crickets. They didn't say anything.
She doesn't have to.
Yeah. And I thought that was so interesting because I was like, because I mean like I feel like there's very few things that I would rush to defend myself, and that would be if someone is really attacking either like someone I love or like something like that. But most things I'd be like, okay, well, like I don't need to say anything. You know what I mean?
I've been doing recently, if someone asks me like a question about anything, but specifically if it's kind of like poking to talking, like it's leading to that.
Yeah.
A thing I've been doing recently, which is annoying if you're on the other side, but I've been saying like no comment. And I feel like no comment says way more than saying something.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know where I stand by saying no comment.
Right.
Like, you know where I stand.
Yeah.
But
There's no
I'm
doubt.
just not saying anything.
Yeah.
So like less is more is essentially what we're saying.
1,000%.
I
love
think,
that.
dude, it's something that I've learned so much with age, where I feel like I used to be so quick to try to explain my side, or like say I'm like canceling plans with someone. I had to be like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like I've been feeling really sick. I've been really busy, like blah, 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 blah. Whereas now like I've learned like it's okay for me just to be like, hey,
Sorry,
I can't make it. And like I don't owe people an explanation. If I want to give it, I can. But I think sometimes when you trip over your words because you're trying so desperately to make someone understand like why your situation is happening. For me, I get a little suspect when someone gives me so many adjectives in their description of like why they can't be.
Yeah.
So I think less is more is something like in general I'm trying to like
It's like at that point, I'd rather you be like, hey, I can't make it. I'm going to lie about my excuse.
Yeah.
Right.
Like literally just say that.
If it's super
Do you know
long,
what I
it's
mean?
a
Or like, why can't I be like, hey, I'm sorry, like I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Like why can't we?
Or I'm just not in the mood.
You know?
Not in a social mood.
I'm grumpy.
Don't want to hang out.
I don't want to go.
It also sounds to me like Lisa and Sam, the friends, sound like energy suckers. And I'm really big on like protecting your energy. And I only want to allow people in that'll like give me energy versus sucking it. So just like protect your peace.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Anonymous, for writing in, and good luck, girl.
Thanks, Anon.
Yes, we love it. High school. Good times.
Miss it.
All right. Are you ready for my story? I'm very excited for this one. Again, I'm going to be skipping the title so it doesn't give too much away. I want to leave you on your toes.
Copy.
Okay, here we go. Hello. Thank you so much, Taryne and Ash, for this podcast. While many stories I may not relate to, there are so many that I do relate to. It's helpful to know that you aren't alone, even at times where it may feel that way. A little background about me, she adds in parentheses, that pertains to this story. My name is but she wants to be anonymous, so bleep it, Michaela. She adds that she's 23 years old. She says, I currently work at a veterinary clinic as a veterinarian technician. I've been there since I graduated high school at 18. I plan to go to vet school, fingers crossed that I'm accepted next fall. The vet clinic that I work at is privately owned by this guy and his son and another associate veterinarian.
Wait, you can work as a vet tech without going to veterinary school? So is it like volunteer?
I think it's like...
I'm like, who's handling my dog? Are they qualified?
I think technician doesn't mean you can necessarily administer medication. It's probably like check in, read vitals.
Okay.
You know,
We're
I'm
not
assuming.
doctors.
I'm
I
assuming.
mean, might as well be.
Anyways, she continues. My family has taken our pets to this clinic since I was 8. And when I was 14, the son, we'll call him Dr. Craig, graduated vet school and began treating our pets instead of his father. Now, Dr. Craig is incredibly attractive. He's lean and muscular. He has some tattoos. His smile is incredible and he's hilarious and oh so smart.
Oh my God, dream guy.
Oh, but he's also currently 37.
Hot.
But needless to say, my 14-year-old self fell in love with him. Everyone knew.
Oh, wait, sorry. Sorry. I missed the 14 and he's 37, so I didn't mean hot for that.
He's currently 37. Yes.
Not hot for you at 14, but hot for me.
Yes. Everyone.
Dear God. Sorry.
Everyone knew that I thought he was attractive. My family even made jokes about me someday marrying him when I became a vet myself. Fast forward to 2018, and I'm 18 years old and just started working at this clinic. crushing hard on Dr. Craig, but never in my wildest dreams would I imagine him thinking anything about me in any way other than an employee.
Wait, but how old is he now?
He's currently 37.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
So how old is he now?
So
how old is she now?
She's 18, he's
She's
37.
18, he's 37.
Woof. Okay, go.
But she has been going to this clinic for her dogs.
Since she was...
Are we sure she's 18 right now?
She
That's
just
what
said
she
that.
said.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fast forward to 2018, and I'm 18 years old. So this is actually a few years ago.
Okay,
when
got
she
it.
She's
turned
not
18.
18 now.
She's older now.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Keep going. Sorry, keep going.
Here we go. Time goes on. We're friendly with each other. He loves my pets, and we have a great client-doctor relationship, even with my mom. Important for the general narrative of who I am in his world, she adds. Jump to September 2022. Craig and I have become much closer friends. I've become his lead technician, so we're always working together. I'm a little flirty, naturally, but again, would never think he'd ever be attracted to me. Quick background about him. He has a 4-year-old daughter with a crazy, she adds in quotes, baby mama. They were never married and only dated for like 3 months. Anyways, my coworker and bestie invited us all at work to celebrate her birthday at this pool hall. Most of us technicians go, and around 10 p.m., Craig shows up. I'm a little drunk at this point, and so I don't hold back when he gets there. I'm flirting with him and hanging out with him, and guess what?
I'm obsessed with this romance novel.
I know. He gets a couple drinks and he's flirting back. And the two of us end up spending most of the evening just talking and laughing and having the best time until like 2 a.m. Situations like this will happen off and on for the next month or so. On the weekends that he didn't have his daughter, Craig would join me and my bestie at the pool hall. My friend told me that she saw the way that we were together and that the chemistry between us was pretty insane. Like, we wouldn't hang out with anyone else. He started texting me outside of work. Quick side note, he has this sweet 80-year-old elderly woman who volunteers at the clinic and has for years, and she's kind of like my grandma. I absolutely love her. Anyway, it's November and Craig and I are still texting. One day, this old lady, his friend again, comes up to me and says, "Would you ever go out with Craig?"
It's always the old ladies.
I feel like her name's like Barbara.
Or like Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah. She writes, "I was floored," all caps, floored. I said, yeah, absolutely. To which she replies, "Yay. He asked me to ask you because he was too nervous." And some may find that weird.
Out of the bag.
She writes, and some might find that weird, but I thought it was adorable. So this old lady friend, we'll call her Jeanette.
See, to me, she's Busybody Barb.
Busybody Barb. Busybody Barb.
She knows everything, all the
Jeanette's
drama.
name has officially been changed to
Barb.
Busybody Barb. Jeanette, or Barb, tells him my answer, and that evening, this was a Tuesday before Thanksgiving, I get a text from him. We agreed for me to go to his place the next day. Here's the kicker. He tells me to promise not to say a word to a single person. And of course, I agreed. So that Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, remind you, I went to his house. We spent hours talking, and I was just head over heels in love, and honestly, have been since I was 14 years old. I keep forgetting that. We don't hook up that first night, but it doesn't take long before we do. And then before you know it, we've been in this secret relationship where I go to his house sometimes as often as 3 times a week. And we're sleeping together, having numerous sexting convos. And my feelings are incredibly strong now. I wish I could break down every detail in this, but it would take hours. Craig is a great person in so many ways. His ability to communicate and be honest is lacking. He told me the reason he wanted to keep things secret was because of how much anxiety he had about it getting out at work, the drama and storm that could follow, as well as potentially ruining his relationship at the vet and with my mom, since he knows and works with her mom as well. That's some of what he told me. I respected him enough to do that and hoped that he would feel the same. He expressed that he did. So the last time we were physically together was right at the end of April 2023. However, we continued to have this thing where we texted every day, and I would send him maybe some nudes, or we'll have a little sex conversation. And I was eager and wanted to see him, but he started deflecting. One day we finally talked in person about it. He told me his feelings had gotten too strong and he was afraid of what could happen and didn't want it to end badly, but he wanted to start slowing down. Yet that never happened. May, June, and July, we continued to talk, not to the same extent, but he was asking for and receiving some explicit things from me. Right at the end of July, our clinic got a vet student extern. So an almost graduate student who's doing a clinical rotation for a month at our clinic. Sorry, that was a lot. I had to
I'm like, girl math.
think about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's still in school, basically doing an intern, but she hasn't graduated yet.
Okay.
Copy.
We'll call her Anna. Can you guess what I'm about to say?
Yes.
Yeah. He was attracted to her and he pursued her, very obviously. And I saw it happen. I would be assisting his surgery and he'd be teaching Anna, and I could literally see him become obsessed with her in front of my eyes. This went on the entire month that she was there. It drove me crazy. He denied and denied seeing anyone until finally I was like, I know something's going on with that extern, and he admitted that they'd been on a few dates. It was super early stages. They were just friends, but he wanted to try things with her. He said, I realize I've been with women in the past and I really want to try and make things work with her. I'm sure you can imagine how that broke my heart. I had been put through an emotional ringer of trying to understand why he'd become so distant from me. He suddenly stopped texting me and barely looked at me at work. I was so angry with him and he broke my heart. Eventually, one of my coworkers asked me about it and she said everyone could tell that for the past year there was something. When Anna started, he literally told my coworkers he thought that she was attractive and wanted to take her out on a date, but to keep it between them. My coworker was like, oh, are you afraid of reaction? And he denied that. A few weeks ago, I learned that Anna had dumped him because of all of his baby mama drama and wanting to not deal with it. Who knows? But I've been struggling to heal. I struggle because I want the friendship I had back with him. But when there's a day where we interact in a way that feels normal, it brings those feelings back for me. So I struggle with the line of being normal, but not falling back into that and then not being angry with him at work. I adore him. I really do. I want the best for him. If I got accepted into vet school, I'll be leaving next summer anyways. It's too late in the game as of now to leave for another clinic because of letters of recommendation that come from the vet and all that's needed to be accepted. But I know I won't heal until I leave. I try my best to move on and I keep waiting for the day that I don't think about him. So I just know that my healing process has slowed because working with him every day has been tough. It breaks my heart to see how he and I aren't the same and how that amazing work relationship and friendship we had is gone. I wish we could have a girls' night and I could divulge into everything. She puts in all caps. There's so much more to this. This is really just the surface. But what do you think I should do? How should I navigate my work relationship with him without compromising myself? Thank you so much. With lots of love, Anonymous.
Okay, first thing you're going to do is you're going to picture him jumping at a concert. And then you're going to picture him on the outskirts of a dance circle trying to get in. And then
So
you're going to picture
desperately.
him chasing after a
Kicking
ping pong ball.
underwater.
Yeah. You're going to picture him treading underwater. And then you're going to download Hinge. And you're going to go on a date this week.
That's
This
amazing.
episode's going to be TK's 101 on how to get the ick.
I was gonna say
Get the it, girl. Get
I
it.
got the ick.
I mean, I have the ick. I think he has a pattern, and I think it's pretty obvious that he has a pattern.
I think
and
it's weird how old he is and how young the girls are he
He's-
likes too.
yeah,
think that's
especially the extern, right?
Yeah. She's got to be like, what, 22?
I maybe
Because she's in college?
maybe
Yeah.
Or 21?
She hasn't fully graduated yet. That's crazy.
It
She'll be
just
21.
these stories make me so sad because you can hear the tone and the like you can already tell that you've been trying to rationalize and like give him excuses for why he does what he does. And I don't know, the older I get, anybody who asks me to keep a secret, there's some sketchy reason why.
weird.
Yeah.
Every time I've asked someone to keep a secret, there's some sketchy reason why. And I feel like, unfortunately, I think because you started having feelings with him so young,
idolized him.
He entered into the fantasy realm, which I think every girl who lets a guy get to that realm, you take a lot more than what you would with like any other guy. So I feel like the first thing you need to do after you get the ick, like TK said, is I think that you need to strip yourself and your feelings out of the story. And like when we're reading the story back to you, imagine if you're hearing the story about somebody else. Like if any other person was reading you this story, you would be like, he's trash. That's disgusting.
Also a creep.
Yeah. And you would be like,
weird.
ew.
Yeah.
No, Craig is super weird.
It's
and I feel
super
like
weird.
Also, tell him he's weird.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, I don't really mind. It's just weird. He will literally like freak out.
Yeah.
If you call a guy weird.
Yeah. I just think like to me, I'm not meaning to hurt your feelings, but I think sometimes we have to let our feelings get hurt so that we can separate. Like, this guy sucks. You are probably number like 13. And I bet his baby mama is so harsh with him because she is like trying to cope with the exact same thing you're trying to cope with.
Yeah.
So I feel like you need to strip, like you saying like, I just want us to be friends again because he's a great guy and I'm sorry, babe, but he's not. Like, he's not. And so I think you go to work. He's your boss. You do what you have to do. You interact when you have to, and then you leave it. Like, I don't think he deserves a moment of your time.
Also, if you're 37 and you're like have a good job and you have a kid and you have your stuff worked out, like I feel like you should know what you want when you go into a relationship and be mature enough to like lay it out on the table and not be like, can you keep this a secret?
Yeah.
Like that's really
Literally.
weird if you're 37.
I feel like we need to just like really lay it out here. He's a grown man.
37.
Grown man. And the fact that
he's not, but he should be.
Right.
More clear.
He is, but he's not acting like one. And I feel like you trying to like sort out his issues, trying to fix things, that's not your problem. And I feel like he has been struggling with the same issues his entire life, and that's kind of on him. So I really think we need to take a moment to just help you realize like he's in the wrong. You did nothing wrong, and like you can't fix someone like that who clearly has a pattern of like habitually dating people and like taking advantage of, in my opinion, younger women.
No, you're not the first and you're not going to be the last. Like this is his pattern. So you need to like get out of it, mourn the loss, like rebuild yourself and then move on. Like he doesn't deserve you to try to be his friend. He doesn't deserve for you to like even like give him the satisfaction of explaining to him where you're at. Like for me, I would be like, just cut. And then if he tries to ever say something, be like,
also, I'm not trying to blow up your work situation. I know you're stuck there for a little bit longer, but I don't think there's anything wrong in confiding in other coworkers, specifically female ones, and seeing if there's anyone else that this has happened to. Because if there's an issue, I feel like it needs to be brought to light.
I would wait till you get your thing, and then I would send a letter to HR after I'm out.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think though. Well,
like
unless
shouldn't the extern have been warned? If we know that he does this,
but it's not like he did anything illegal.
True.
Or like I don't think he. Unless you felt like completely violent, like I didn't get from that story. Like I felt taken advantage of or anything like that. Like that wasn't the vibe I got from that story. I mean, by all means, if you felt like you thought you were taken advantage of, maybe do that. If you didn't think you were taken advantage of, I would protect your peace, put your head down, get your work done, and get the fork out of there.
Yeah.
Go on Hinge.
Yeah. Go on Hinge.
I agree with the Hinge thing. I think it's definitely, there's so many other amazing guys out there, and I feel like even just one like okay
He's not worth
date.
the time talking to all the other people about.
Even just one okay date would be like, there's other people, and that'll help like, kind of break that.
Yeah, it
like,
just
cycle.
sucks. Like it sucks when you are obsessed with a guy. How much? Because like me hearing this, and I'm like, if a guy was like, "Oh, come over to my house like 3 times a week, but don't tell anyone," and hey,
I'll
can
never
you send
come
me
to
a
your
picture?
house.
Can you like? I just feel like all
It's
of that
creepy.
is so red flaggy. But like because you were just obsessed with him, you let yourself accept that treatment. So I think you've got to break the obsession. And that's what I had to do with my ex. Like as soon as I took him, like took an axe to that pedestal and saw him at my level, I was like, Like,
Yeah.
why did I let you treat me the way you did? But when he was up there, I was like, please, sir, can I have some more? Like, whatever you'll give me. But you've got to like chop that pedestal down, accept that he's when people tell you who they are, you have to listen. He's told you who he is. So see him for who he is and then move on. Like, don't give him like any second. Go in and when he's like, oh, give this dog a shot, be like, okay, doctor, and like walk away and like that's it.
Don't
you
even
know?
call him doctor. Just say sir.
Yeah, but that'll piss him off. If like he used to be Craig. Ew, bleh. Craig sucks.
Bleh. But by all means, if you did feel taken advantage
Oh,
of,
yeah.
you're more
Report
than
it, yeah.
more than
Yeah. Also, Barb.
It sucks because I feel like vet clinics, from what I've seen, like the doctor is the like head honcho. Like he runs the everything. But I'm sure you have HR. So like if you do feel like he's in a pattern of like younger girls, like whatever, then yeah, you should say something. But I think he's just trash. And I think sometimes you have to throw, like when you take the trash out at your house, you don't go sit at the curb and like hang out with it.
the trash always takes itself out.
No,
Just
you literally
gonna say
throw it
that.
out and then someone comes and grabs it and it's their problem and then it rots in a landfill. Like you don't like hang out with it.
No, you don't need to take
Like,
care
it's
of it
trash for
or
a reason.
justify it or defend it in any way.
No, you wave as it gets carted away.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I hate Craig.
We hate Craig, and we're gonna get T-shirts that say "We hate Craig."
Craig sucks.
He just sounds like an old horny loser.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I'm just so embarrassed that when this started, I said he was hot.
Well, apparently he is incredibly attractive.
Colleen Hoover at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then it just like slowly went into.
We were like,
There was a plot twist.
Yeah, dang girl.
Yeah,
I would have fell for that too. I'm just gonna say.
yeah.
This one was titled "A Messy, Messy, Juicy, and Dramatic Work Relationship." ... with my boss.
And
What is it about work relationships
one
you get
last
sucked
thing
into?
I want to say, because I
it's
feel like
supposed to.
I've had a few of these situations where it was like, now he was great at the beginning and then he ended up being a loser. And it's like, one thing that actually Taryne taught me is to just be thankful. Like I had that fun moment in my life, and like that was so fun. I did that. We had an amazing hookup experience or whatever. And now I can be like, you're a loser. I'm on to the next. Like literally, thank you, next.
Yeah.
And I think looking at it from that perspective, instead of being like, why did I like let myself blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, it was great at the time. I'm so glad I got that experience.
Learned something.
Now I know what I like versus what I don't like.
We know what red
and
flags
I have a
look
crazy
like.
story to tell.
Yeah.
And I think that's what life is about, is like having fun experiences and crazy shit happen to you, and that's what makes you interesting.
And you live, laugh, love.
Yeah,
Take
and
notes.
you learn from it. I think that's because I remember us having those conversations, TK, and like I remember for me, what gave me closure on my ex was when I stopped tainting the last 4 years of my life as a complete waste of time, terrible, he's the worst, everything we did was a lie, like blah blah blah. When I finally was like, no, that was like some of the best years of my life. Like he was amazing at this. I love this memory. I love this. Now, do I hate some of those things in that story? Absolutely. Am I not going to continue this story because of what happened? Yeah. But it steals so much of your joy when you allow someone to taint everything. But it's like you still don't forget and you move on and you learn from it. But it's okay to be like, that was a really fun trip and that was a really exciting like flirt and make out in the club and like blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's fun to like keep
look at the
those
good.
things.
Yeah, move forward.
Yeah.
We love that.
Hold on to the good memories, but don't forget that he's trash.
And send an email to HR after you leave.
And don't recommend any of your friends to take
No,
their
dear
pets
God.
to him.
Maybe have a chat with Barb.
Yeah. I feel like Barb would put him in his place. Barb doesn't know.
That's what I mean. Is I don't think Barb is very aware of him. I think she's a sweet little naive.
No, Barb wouldn't have gone, hey, would you ever go on a date
Yeah.
with him if she knew? She'd be like, babe, no.
Just be like, hey, just so you know.
Because old ladies don't mess around with that.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
100%. But thank you so much for writing. And you wrote this so well. I was
Yeah,
sitting
I
on the
was like-
edge of my seat this
Literally,
morning reading it on my
Colleen
bed.
Hoover.
I was like, oh my God. And then the plot twist at the end, I was like, wow. It's
Yeah.
written so well. So thank you for writing in.
What I would love to hear, just before we end, a couple things that give you the ick.
Oh my God, I can't believe it's already been an
No,
hour.
it literally has been an hour. Yeah, we're like done.
Wait, I'm sad.
It's okay
that
because we have
give you
yours
the ick?
next. Yeah, like specific things.
It's got to be, dance circle is high up there for me.
Dance circle.
Like if they're on
standing
the
outside.
outskirts of a dance circle, like begging to get in. Do you know what I mean? Just like where it's like,
Me. Not begging though, just says, happily standing on the edge of the circle.
It just, that kind of gives me the ick. So many things give me the ick. It's crazy though. There's a lot of things that like should give me the ick, but if I'm like down bad for a guy, I'm like, I'm gonna pretend that doesn't happen.
I feel like that's how you know though, because like I'll be like, I hate watching guys put on chapstick. Like I hate it, but like a guy I'm into, I'm just like.
That's so specific.
Putting on chapstick's hilarious. Well, they go like this. They're like
cavemen.
Well, they don't know how to put it on. Yeah.
They move their lips instead of moving the chapstick.
Yeah. It's like the chapstick is a permanent fixture,
and they're
moving their mouth around it.
Yeah. And like literally, you can take your fingertips and go like this. Yeah. My brother literally, I'm like, are you okay? Like it looks like you just went through a car wash. Like,
how do you not get soap up your nose too if you do it like
why?
that?
When you have the option to literally go like this.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to think of an ick.
And they go.
I did. You know what? I just read this recently. That if the world, I think it was someone posted this as the world's biggest ick, and it was if your partner or someone you're hooking up with is naked and sneezes.
Oh, what?
They were like, nothing will make you want to break up with someone more than if you see someone sneeze while they're naked.
Wait, that's funny. I've never thought about that.
You guys, I'm screwed. I sneeze all the time.
Same. I feel like
my sneezes are really powerful. Now you're telling me I gotta run out of the room.
At least you don't have 8 sneezes
in
a row.
Sweetie.
No, literally.
Me hiding forever.
I'm done.
I think of something
else.
The ping pong ball thing doesn't give me the ick, but like when I'm doing it myself, when I'm chasing after a ping pong ball, I have the ick from myself.
I have the ick for myself, especially if I'm in heels. I did it once in heels, and I just remember being like, "This is not a good look."
No, it's
for
not.
You.
It's not
really
it.
bad.
Yeah, it's not it.
Maybe we'll make a list and let you guys know.
No, we should. Can we do a poll? Like not a poll, but like where you ask the question of what are like, not just like, oh, he doesn't text me back. Like I want to know like specific
an actual ick. Yeah.
Comment down below.
Like when he puts his hair behind his ears, or like you know what I mean, like specific things. Yeah, we love the ick.
Well, should we wrap it up with a dad joke?
Oh, wait, I had one. Do you like dad joke humor or no, TK? I don't feel like that's your humor.
Sometimes I do.
Okay.
It's not really mine, but every once in a while these hit. We, fun fact, our podcast started getting a little more serious sometimes. Yeah. So in an effort to lighten the mood, we started ending it with a dad joke.
Wait, love.
Yeah.
Well, I just like was freaking chomping at the bit to like get it in there.
Taryne was also like
love it.
Very determined to make it happen.
She tried to like ex-nay it, and people like came at her and they were like, leave her alone.
Yeah.
I'm like, how would you describe my humor? Because yours is very dad joke vibe. Yours sometimes can be though too. I feel like yours is very millennial.
I think mine is probably very millennial. I think it's also just stupid humor.
She shows me a meme and I'm like, I show her TikToks and she's like,
yeah. I feel like I would always tell Ashley this, like, it's not, she'll show me something she thinks is funny. And most of the time I think it's funny, but it's how funny she thinks it is.
I think it's hilarious.
That is so good. Like, I love
that's
it.
what makes me laugh.
No, it's so endearing. Like, I love that about you so much.
But I'll show you and Jackson something and y'all are like, okay. And I'm like, that was hilarious, guys.
What do you think is funny, TK?
I'm like, what's my humor? Or I just want to know what you think it is.
I don't know how to describe your humor.
It's very Gen Z.
I mean,
very Gen Z.
I feel like I'm very sarcastic.
I mean, for like 2 years straight, I feel like the way you talked was like lingo. And I just remember having to be like,
Gen Z.
But I feel like why we vibe too is like we do have like kind of like boy humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy humor?
Boy humor.
Describe boy humor.
It's you,
potty talk?
Because
that's disgusting.
No, I mean, no.
I'm not. That's not my humor.
I'm more potty talk than she is.
I'm not potty
that's
talk.
her.
I just need a description of boy humor.
It's just like guys' humor is really stupid. Like it's just like you laugh at stupid things, but like it's like dumb jokes. Like like it's I don't know. It's just you either get it or you don't.
What's
I don't
boy
know how
humor
to describe
to you?
it.
I don't know, but I feel like I know. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're all just out of the club.
Like think about my brothers, like the stuff they laugh at or like the way they like joke or mess with you. Like it's very like it's just like a specific like I don't know.
My humor is definitely I like poking fun at people and I like when they poke fun at me.
You love poking fun at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like when people poke fun at me too.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, that's how you know I like you.
I think that's a love language. Like if you
You
can like,
love it when I poke
I know,
fun at you.
I do. It's so much fun.
That's like
So people poke back, but I'm just like, it's so much we're friends.
you like. I feel like that's how you know I actually like you when I start poking fun.
Yeah.
I like that's my sign of like I trust you and I like you.
I feel
100%.
Because if
comfortable
I
with
don't
you.
feel like I can poke fun, I feel like we're not close.
Yeah.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
It sucks because there's so many ones that I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've said this, but this one's so funny. Should I just say it anyways?
Yeah, girl.
Sure.
If I've said this before, sorry.
This would be the first.
Why are peppers the best at archery? I love watching people try to guess something when I'm like, hee, I know the answer. Don't you dare read it.
I'm not. Something was an arrow.
Bow and arrow, bullseye, target. I don't know.
I mean, kind of.
Bell and
Because
arrow.
they
Bell pepper and
have
arrow.
an arrow. Have an arrow.
Have an arrow.
That's so
cute.
good. That was
Thanks,
a good
guys.
one.
Thanks.
Guys, you already know the drill. If you made it to the dad joke, we love you the mostest. Be sure to follow and subscribe to
Yes.
Miss TK Juicy Polls on her Making Moves podcast.
Snails.
Everything will be linked down below. Be sure to check out our Instagram, our TikTok, and our merch site. Be sure to check out TK's merch site as well. And if you want more episodes with TK in it, let us know.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks so much for having me.
With the nails. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.